Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Shit's about to hit the fan. Welcome to Unsanctioned Thursdays on Wrestling with Freddie.
Hello, friends. Welcome back to the show. We're here on Unsanctioned Thursday, and I am here with Jeff Jackpot Dye, the one and only Freddie's right-hand man in the show. For the next couple of weeks, we're going to be holding it down. And I think that you guys are going to enjoy what we have coming. I'm going to try my best to probably, as a producer and makeshift talent here, bring in a guest for us to have on the show and make things really cool. Today, guys, we're going to get into what's happening. And we touched upon this a few weeks back right here on Unsanctioned Thursday, but I want to kind of like come back to it. Let's talk about what's happening with us casual fans. Jeff, maybe you could also let us know if you think this is hurting or what it's doing to the business. But we're going to talk about what's happening with ticket pricing and, you know, crowds in the arena. We'll talk about what happened this Friday night on SmackDown with an arena almost halfway full, if maybe less. It was kind of crazy to hear. But before we start, Jeff, Dodgers, what did you think about the whole series?
Yeah.
Dodgers, Toronto, they went into super extra innings one night. I feel bad for Don Mattingly still not getting his big chance, you know, like, how did you feel about the whole series?
Well, although I wasn't happy about it being the Blue Jays and the Dodgers, like that's a big part of it. It's Blue Jays versus the Dodgers, so that's the part I didn't like. That being said, it was a phenomenal World Series. Probably one of the best World Series in a long time. To go to a Game 7, to have so many games that were extra innings, to have, busted bullpens, and then making your starters come in, and then all of that kind of thing. We almost saw the first ever position player to pitch in a World Series because it was just they were running out of pitchers. We had one game that went 6 hours. So there's just so many interesting, cool baseball things about the World Series. However, the monopoly, the one percenters, the kings, the Dodgers win the game. And that's very, very annoying and very, very frustrating. Not only did they win, but they won back to back. And you might say, well, why does that matter, Jeff? Who cares? Well, this town claims to hate monopolies and capitalism, and then they root for the Dodgers, who literally bought a guy for $1 billion. The Boston Red Sox win the World Series, and they're like, we'll take your best player, Mookie Betts. And then the Braves win the World Series. They go, we'll take your best player, Freddie Freeman. And then they go, also we'll take the best 3 players that have ever came out of Japan in the last 20 years. Also, we'll take Tyler Glasnow and Blake Snell. And they just literally have the most stacked team in the history of baseball. There's never been a more expensive team, and there's never been a better assembled lineup. So for them to win 2 years in a row feels icky. It feels wrong. It's like sending out David, and then Goliath just stomps him immediately, and blood shoots out everyone. Everyone goes, we were kind of hoping the story would be David beats Goliath. So that's what it feels like, even though every game was pretty entertaining.
It was very entertaining. Not to mention that the team has surpassed what the Yankees were doing with George Steinbrenner in the mid-90s, where they were buying every player. If you remember that era, they were literally just saying, hey, this guy's good, let's bring him in. They had the all-star team was the Yankees back then. If you looked at the all-star game, they should have all just been wearing Yankee jerseys. By the end of the season, they were champions with every single one of them.
Yeah, and also that's why we hated the Yankees. So whenever you hear someone roll their eyes about the Yankees or go, we hate the Yankees, is because they're talking about the Steinbrenners and how they bought every player ever. And then you pair that with the history that the Yankees always had guys like Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig and Mickey Mantle. So you add all the winning that the Yankees have always done, along with a chapter of now buying all the players and just buying championships. That's what made everyone hate the Yankees. So when will people stop hating the Yankees and start hating the Dodgers? Because that is what the Dodgers are doing.
Freddie Freeman said it best. He was like, we're chasing the Yankees as another team to three-peat. So,
yeah, well, we'll see.
I
hope something changes.
All right. Let's. The reason why I bring this up with the World Series is not only because we're baseball fans here, and we we're texting each other as they were going into super extra innings. It's 3 a.m. here in the East Coast when they were still playing. But this kind of thing, when I was looking at I wonder what ticket prices would be like to go to a World Series game, right? Baseball has never been the type of sport where tickets were kind of like super expensive, right? It's always been family friendly. But those Game 7 tickets were close to almost $3,000 as an average. And the standing only tickets were going for $1,200. Okay? $1,200. This is kind of like, I guess, the way the world is going when it comes to events. And it's affecting the things that we love, like professional wrestling. Let's talk about the live business real quick of professional wrestling. This Friday, according to WrestleTix, they said that there was only over 4,000 tickets distributed this past Friday for Friday Night SmackDown at Salt Lake City. That's a little bit disturbing because we love professional wrestling. We want to see professional wrestling thrive. I don't know. I'll talk to you because you're a comedian. You've done shows. You've done specials. You've done your own thing here. Is this a market thing? Are the tickets that much more expensive at a Salt Lake City? It's definitely not New York. So what could drive those tickets to be like that high there? Do you think that they're just pricing everyone out?
I don't even know who decides those things.
Right.
Like as far as like does the venue work that out in the deal? Like saying, we think, because usually when at least in comedy, my agent and the comedy club owners, which essentially are the venue, they'll be like, oh, our customers aren't going to buy that. They kind of have an idea of the market and will like persuade my agent like how much to make the price. Now that being said, comedy is so much different than wrestling that who knows. But I mean, I think we've got to let go of the idea that anything's ever going to be family friendly pricing ever again. I hate to say that, but like, baseball games have just gone up. Football games have gone up. Pro wrestling's gone up. Concert tickets. I was crashing out I was at a pool with all my friends in Arizona. And my friends' friends, who are also my friends, but I only know them because of the friend's house that I was at, they were saying that they spent like $1,000 on Matt Rife tickets each. And I was venting, and I looked like just a bitter comedian, like I was talking trash about Matt Rife, but I wasn't. I was just like $1,000. Like that's not you know. Don't see any comedian for $1,000. It was no shade to Matt. I love Matt, and they all were just like, listen to Jeff Dye. He's such a bitter little bitch. You know, he's crying. He must really have insecurities with Matt Rife, but. One of the things that the guy said to me is he goes, have you bought tickets to something recently? And I was like, I guess not. I haven't really thought about it. He's like, this is what things cost now. If you want to go see Beyonce, if you want your daughter to go see Taylor Swift, if you want, that's just the world we live in now. If you don't get to go to WrestleMania without dropping a lot of money. So I'm afraid this is just the time we live in.
It's kind of crazy that you say that. We've seen with the TKO acquisition, and Freddie has kind of put it out there already. Make sure you go check that out when he talks about what the pricing is and putting money, into the executives' pockets. He's way more knowledgeable than I am when it comes to that because he lives it and he understands it. But we've seen now a trend. This happened last year with AEW. They faced arena attendance drops, right? They shifted to doing smaller venues, and that has done really well for them. Their pay-per-views are being done in bigger stadiums, and they're selling those out, while the smaller shows like Dynamite and Collision are still being done in smaller arenas. And now they tout themselves as having family-friendly pricing, but I do want to say this. A fan shared a personal account of buying tickets for AEW Dynamite. and that the show did increase from $104 in June of 2023 to $317 in June of 2024, right? In the same general market, which you saw a 206% increase, right? So that's insane to me. So we've seen both sides kind of like deal with the pricing issue. Jeff, do you think that the right move would be for WWE, especially what just happened in Salt Lake City, was, yes, they're a hot commodity. We all love pro wrestling, and we love WWE. It's been around for over 60, 70, 80 years, right? So they're the ones we go to, right? And wrestling is very weird because it's not like the NFL. The NFL is made up of 30-odd teams, right? However it is. And each one sets their pricing. We love our team, and we find ways to support our team. With wrestling, it's not like there's a, pro wrestling and then AEW and WWE that go against each other, right? They're kind of just like out there on their own. So it's hard for the casual fan to kind of try to like see a show or whatever when ticket prices are this crazy. Do you suggest, with what just happened, and this could be a one-off, maybe it'll happen again, who knows, especially with the holidays coming, that maybe it would be better if WWE does small arenas? I know they have a agreement to do Friday night SmackDowns at smaller college arenas. Do you think that would be the best way to go? Because I think it would also open up the market for people to say, holy crap, I missed this event because tickets were sold out. But because it's a smaller arena, they sold out faster, which is great. So you cause demand. Do you think that would be the better way to go?
I don't really know the answer to that, because is wrestling better when it's in a smaller market? When I watch those NXT things and the wrestling fans, they're paying attention more, but it does feel underwhelming because there's less people. Some things feel better as a spectacle. So for stand-up comedy, which I always just associate everything back to because it's all I know, it's like I think smaller is better for stand-up. You got like 300, 400 people in a room. It feels like the environment is perfect for stand-up. And as it gets bigger and you start seeing stand-up comedy in an arena, it loses its appeal.
Sure.
Because it's just one man talking. You're watching him on a monitor. It's not the same. Where with wrestling, it does feel grandiose the bigger it is.
Yeah.
And it does feel. So I think maybe just do as big of venues as they're doing, or even bigger venues, but let's get that price down. Let's get everybody able to get in. So like let's make cheap seats. And the people who buy the cheap seats, they're aware that they didn't spend the same amount of money as the people down by the ring. But at least they got to be there. At least they got to be a part of it. At least they got to like see whoever they wanted to see in person live. I think that there should be tiers, like the $10 seats. And like that, it's not going to be the best view, but at least let them be a part of the action. And I think that would be a good way to do it. Maybe make those seats down there where those rich fuckers are. Maybe double those. Maybe you say, oh my God, $10,000 to be. You was like, yeah, you want to be front row? Don't worry, we got cheap seats for you if you want. But let those rich people spend their rich person money, and let the people that don't have that money still be able to be a part of it.
Sure. I mean, why not, right? I mean, they are allowed to do whatever they want. They're doing it now. So, and then I had one more example where a fan spoke about getting the same seat at a WWE Raw show, which he bought for $91 with fees. And then this year when he went back to that same arena to watch the show, it was $251. So the chicken went up by almost $160. It's hard, but I do think that, like you mentioned, AEW did this where they were doing the big arenas, and if they just didn't sell out all 8,000 tickets, they just scaled the place down, right? Which on television, when you have a camera, you're able to position it in any way that you want. So if you have a half a bowl that's full, no one on the TV world knows because you're at home watching it, and it feels good because pro wrestling is more of a television show than it is, a being there live half the time, because you love the entrances. Michael Cole has something to say. Taz has something to say. You want to listen in. So I agree with you. Let's do bigger shows. Fill in the arena any way we can. And if you have tickets that you're not selling,
don't tarp it off. Sell it for $20 or something.
Yes. Yeah.
Or like
there you go.
Last minute. So a lot of wrestling fans will start to go like, oh, I'm waiting till the end because I heard that if it's the week of, sometimes they release extra seats, for $20. Like just fill it in.
I like that. I like that a lot. Jeff, this has been our first Unsanctioned Thursday together. I'm so happy to be doing the next couple with you. Let's hope we hear from Freddie as well. We'll insert whatever he has to say in here. Before we get out of here, what do you have planned, man? What's going on? Where are you going to be at?
This weekend, I'm not sure. I'm trying to think when this comes out. I don't know when this comes out, but I am going to be in Denver, Colorado at Comedy Works. Come see me. I'm at the Comedy Works South, which is in Greenwood Village. Always love playing that club. It's going to be an awesome time. I'll be there all weekend. And then from Denver, I go to Austin, Texas, where I'll be on Joe Rogan, November 11th. Very excited for that. I'll also be doing spots around there. And then from there, I go to New Orleans for Skank Fest. And then after New Orleans, I'll be in Australia. So you can come see me in Perth, Sydney, Brisbane. I'll be doing one of these episodes with you from Australia. I don't even know the time difference, but we'll be figuring it out. And I will be with you guys no matter what I do, because I love wrestling and I love Freddie and I love Alex Cordoza.
And we love you. And November 11th, that's Veterans Day. So that's a cool day to be on the Joe Rogan podcast and talk a little bit about whatever you're going to be talking about. Give us vets a shout out. Don't tell them I said that.
No doubt. Me and Joe are big America guys.
I love that. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Unsanctioned Thursdays. We'll see you next week for even more wrestling with friends, with Jeff and I, the ultimate tag team. We'll figure out what we're going to do. Don't forget to repost, love, share, and make sure to follow us on the Wrestling with Freddie official account on Instagram. And thank you all for listening. I'm out of here.
We out.